Yeah, hello and welcome to another episode of the Euroman Movie Report, the show where I talk about a movie I have recently watched at my local movie theatre. This week I'm going to talk about Joker. Joker, of course, is based upon the DC character who is also Batman's arch nemesis. And originally, if I remember correctly, this here Joker movie was supposed to be set in the DCEU. However, since the collapse of the DCEU after the failed Justice League movie, then they went back to a drawing board and made this movie here. It's set in Gotham City, of course, in the early 1980s. There's this garbage strike, and the garbage is piled up, and we meet our lead character, Arthur Fleck, who lives with his mother, also called, strangely, Fleck, and she's very old and very sickly, and they live in this run-down apartment complex, and she is named Penny, of course. And Arthur, he works as a clown, but how well is that working out for him? Not very good. As you see in one of the trailers, he gets his sign stolen and he's beat up by some kids, and they beat the crap out of him, and then later he's fired because one of his colleagues gives him a gun, and then he drops the gun doing a show at a children's hospital, and then he really starts to lose it. And meanwhile, we of course see some familiar faces like Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, and we see little Bruce Wayne. And what surprised me the most in regards to this movie here, of course, in regards to DC characters, is that Thomas Wayne, he is a rich asshole. That's the first time in any DC adaptation, animated or non-animated, where I have seen Thomas Wayne portrayed as an asshole. And then Arthur, he in the duration of the movie, of course, played by Joaquin Phoenix, very, very masterfully, in my opinion. And his laugh is almost reminiscent of Mark Hamill's from Batman the Animated Series, and to some extent, Joaquin Phoenix laugh is even scarier than when Mark Hamill's Joker laugh. And then, of course, Arthur Fleck, he wants to be a stand-up comedian and goes to a comedy club, and then I dropped my phone. He is discovered by, I just need to get my phone here, by Murray, this Johnny Carson-esque Tonight Show host, who is a bit of a douchebag. Murray Franklin, Robert De Niro's character, is called, and he invites him to appear on his show. And the irony about this film is, of course, that we don't know really every event in the movie. Is it really going on, or is it simply going on inside Arthur's head? Because Arthur is supposed to be, if I'm getting it correctly, a paranoid schizophrenic, and there are several scenes like his romance with his next door neighbor, played by, I just need to look her up here, Sassy Bits. Her character is called Sophie Drummond. That later turns out in the movie to be a fantasy, which then gets one to think if the entire premise of the movie after the first 5 minutes, maybe it was all happening in his head, because the ending, and here's a spoiler of course, has Arthur Fleck sitting in a mental hospital and being interviewed by a doctor and coming with this comment, you don't get it, and maybe 98% of the movie happened inside Arthur's character's head. So, but it of course also has one iconic DC scene, namely that, and I don't know if this is a spoiler, of course, but Thomas Wayne and Martha, yeah, they are gunned down in an alley, like in any Batman, prequel story. But besides than that, the Waynes and the Joker, there aren't any, and of course the city is named Gotham. There aren't any major references to the extended DC universe. So maybe this is supposed to be an Elseworld Joker story. But we'll see how well this does in the cinema. Maybe they'll retcon it into the existing DC movies. Who knows? But the acting in general, Joaquin Phoenix's character, he is really phenomenal. He's really great at playing this paranoid schizophrenic who turns more and more violent. And so the other actors, the woman who plays Penny Fleck, his mother, she does an okay job too, and his neighbor, who I mentioned previously, even though she aren't any she aren't in many scenes of the movie, she does an okay job too, and Todd Phillips' directing, it's great as well, and and of course Robert De Niro, he's really good at playing a douchebag. And you really get this, in regards to the entire movie, this taxi driver feel about this paranoid schizophrenic who walks around in a lost land, if we're going to call Gotham City that, because, Thomas Wayne, who is, as I said, an asshole in this continuity, he calls all the poor people clowns, and this, of course, starts a riot, making them very angry, and they put on clown masks. Again, we don't know, does this really happen, or is Arthur just imagining it? Maybe he's just sitting home in his apartment, after having killed his mother or something like that. We don't know. Maybe a potential sequel will tell us that. So anyway, is the Joker movie good? Yeah, if you enjoy these psychological dramas, like for instance the movie Taxi Driver from the 1970s, you will enjoy the Joker movie, because you really get under the skin of the character thanks to Joaquin Phoenix's very good acting. So anyway, if I'm gonna rate the Joker movie, I will give it 5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you liked this review / movie talk, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch my previous reviews / movie talks, you can click a link in the description, which will take you to a playlist of previous movie talks / movie reviews. I will return next Friday with a review of Gemini Man, the reboot of the 1970s movie. But until then, have a pleasant weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.